I celebrate you, you celebrate me. With our hand in hand, we are walking in our destiny. Come on and let me sing, yeah, celebration time. Ooh, yeah, it's a celebration.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining us. It is indeed a great day to be alive here on the Tammie Show. I'm excited, you guys, about this one. You know, I am truly a basketball fanatic. I had no other choice. I had brothers that were athletes, so even though I wasn't gifted in that ability, God allowed me to be able to be surrounded by great men who were actually wonderful athletes. But my guest on today, Coach Jeff Norwood from Tupelo High School, is going to empower you to follow your dreams beyond what you could have imagined or think. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, thank you.
Welcome back, should I say, to the great state of Mississippi. You've been down south, now you're in the northern part. You know, there's a difference, the north and the south.
That's right.
Now, where did you transition from?
I came here from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Okay.
Just kind of made a circle and came back home.
Was it something that you saw coming, or was it something that you battled with?
No, I was at William Carey University, and before the season started, I could just feel that I would be somewhere else next year. I didn't know where, I didn't know in what aspect, what area, or anything really. I had started kind of messing around looking for some other coaching jobs. I was assistant basketball coach there, and actually I applied at Awamba Community College just because I knew the AD, and you know it's close to home, and I thought that'd be a good opportunity if it were to come my way. And I applied kind of late, but I just wanted to go through the experience. So I applied, and by applying for that job, I ended up with the Tupelo High School job.
Wow, doors just begin to open.
That's right.
Now, you said something that's very unique. Anytime there's a transition, you always know when your time is up at a certain place, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the feeling was pretty plain to me. You know, it was just kind of wondering where, you know, because in the last years of my life, I said the last few years of my life, I've tried hard to follow what the Lord's will is for me, and this is the first time that I really knew that something's working here. You know, something's going on, but not really knowing what to expect was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
So, what does your background consist of? William Carey.
William Carey, Southern Miss, Middle Tennessee State University, Nicholls State, and Mississippi State. I was assistant women's coach there.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people that are watching, you know, they want to know, who is this Jeff, you know, Norwood? Who is he? What are you bringing to the table here in Tupelo High School? What are your expectations?
Well, I left off one thing. I went to Mississippi State women's basketball. I played at Mississippi State men's basketball, and I was a student athlete here at Tupelo High School.
Okay.
Doing some glory days of basketball. We did everything but win a state championship. So I think a lot of the excitement comes from when I played here, you know, and I'm hoping that the fans and my people can accept that I'm coaching here now, and not playing. But you know, I just think Tupelo's always been the best city.
Yeah.
In Mississippi.
All-American city.
And I've always felt that way, and I'm sure it's because I'm from Tupelo, but I think we have the best, and the best of everything. We just got to use it, and hopefully during this process I can reach some of my goals of being a state champion, one thing, but what brought me here was the idea or the chance to help some kids and young men figure out life and what their path may be.
So are you a disciplinarian? When I think of basketball, I always think about that movie Coach Carter. Some didn't like him, you know, he used some rough tactics, but it seemed to help discipline the young men and get them on a career path.
Well, if I had to answer that question to myself, I would say not, but I know from being around different teams that my players generally think that I am, and I think my team here will generally think that I am a disciplinarian, because I think a lot of times what keeps them from reaching their goals is a lack of discipline and understanding what it takes to reach their goals. So hopefully I can help. You know.
That'll be great. Your previous experiences, have you been more of a mentor, father to some of the younger guys at Middle Tennessee State, MSU, and William Carey? Did you see yourself as a leader?
Oh, I did. I mean, I always have. You know, I played quarterback, I played point guard, so I've always kind of naturally felt like a leader. And I tell my point guards now that you kind of got to be like a mama out there. You got to be concerned and worried about what's going on with your teammates and what's going on with your team. So quite naturally, I took that role. Some of my players used to call me the social director because whenever they had problems and social issues, they would come to me. So, you know, I relish that role. You know, I think I've had a lot of experiences of good and bad or tough, and, you know, so I think I can help, you know, and I know what it takes for them to go and get a college degree and be a successful citizen, you know, more so than necessarily a player, you know. I mean, it all takes hard work.
And I think with just people in general, you always need someone who can give you a sense of hope that there's more to life than where you are right now.
Right, that's right, that's right. And I think I can add that. You know, I know from being a college recruiter, a college coach, that I'm dealing with a bunch of young men that are usually from single parent homes. And I think being of the male, most of the time it's the male that's missing in the family. And you know, I realized what my dad meant to me, you know, and now I get a chance to go out and recruit kids, and sometimes, you know, when I'm talking to them, I can tell something is missing, and not knowing exactly what that is, I know where to start, you know, because of what my dad meant to me, and things that have transpired. I had people helping me along the way. You know, I never really planned on being a collegiate student, you know. Just so happened I was a good athlete, and I started getting recruited, and I realized, hey, I'm finna have to go to college, you know. So it made a big difference to me, just being a part of athletics, because that's what made it happen.
So, you know, as we're transitioning to the next segment, I want to talk about the importance of a college education. Because a lot of our young people, you know, they're turning to drugs, alcohol, because they are battling issues outside of the home, and that's where they feel loved. But I really sense that you're going to bring that hope and that enlightenment that they need to say, you know what, I can beat the odds. No matter what environment that I live in right now, that I can beat the odds. Do you agree with that?
Thank you. I think so. You know, it's just an obstacle, and you got to get around it, over it, however you got to get there. You got to be on the other side of the obstacle.
Wow. We'll be right back with Coach Jeff Norwood. Stay tuned.
Stuck in a lease? Car payment too high? Interest rate killing you? We can help at Car Lot Kia in Tupelo. Making weekly payments? Feel like you're never going to pay off your vehicle? Car Lot Kia can make a difference. With our Loan Modification Help Center, Car Lot Kia will refinance your loan even if you didn't buy from us, giving you a lower interest rate and a lower payment. We can help regardless of the brand of vehicle that you're driving. Our refinance experts are standing by now. The Loan Modification Help Center, only at Car Lot Kia in Tupelo, where everybody rides.
Attention Mississippi and surrounding areas. It's the $39 vehicle acquisition event at Car City Used Car Superstore in Tupelo. If you've got just $39 to put down, you can take over payments as low as $79 a month and drive the vehicle of your dreams today during our grand opening celebration. Our big selection means a price and payment to fit any budget. Every make, every model with guaranteed credit approval. We say yes, you're approved. Drive away today. $39 down and take over payments as low as $79 a month at Car City in Tupelo, where you come first.
Hey, if you're just joining us, I'm here with Coach Jeff Norwood of Tupelo High School, and we're talking about the importance of education. You know, we're always into athletes, but you do really need to have a college education or some kind of trade in life. Would you agree with that statement?
I do. You know, I think just going to college, you know, whether you actually get the degree or not, going to college is an educational, you know, that's an education within itself.
And it's an experience that some children will never, ever, even, what about, you know, starting out 7th and 8th grade? Do you think that's too early to give them that exposure?
I don't. And I'm basing this on my perspective of going to college. I just never envisioned myself as a collegiate student. And my dad was on the school board. So, you know, we're talking about school and academics and all that. He was the first African American on this Tupelo school board here. All right, so I'm exposed to academics. At the same time, I never envisioned being a collegiate student. You know, and I think 7th, 8th, 9th grade, somewhere in there, we need to load the buses full of the kids and take them to a college campus, because a lot of kids get to visit just with their families, going to sporting events or just going to visit, going to visit their brothers and sisters that are in college. They get a chance to visit. But a lot of kids don't get to visit, so they don't really feel like college is for them. You know, they feel like the people in college are different from them. Because I know I did. You know, if you had asked me about how you fill out your application when I was in the 10th grade, I was like, what, Apple? You know, I wouldn't have known exactly what you were talking about. So there are kids out there that I think if we took them to a collegiate, you know, to a college campus and just let them see those people that are there are just like them, then I think they would do better in the grades in the class that they're in now, because now they got something to shoot for. You know, they'll see somebody there on campus and they'll say, well, if he's here, I can be here. You know, where if you've been to visit, then you take that for granted. But there's a lot of kids who don't have parents that went to college. They don't have brothers and sisters that went to college. Nobody's been to college. And then some may have gone and then stay there long enough for the siblings to get a feel for what it's all about. So I think just having them exposed to it would be much better than having to take a exit exam.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And even when you were just talking, I think about this exposure. There are some children, young teenagers, even adults who have never been outside of the city limits of Tupelo.
That's
you know,
right.
Even out of the state of Mississippi. So it's important that we get them out of the boundaries that they're in, give them that exposure to, you know, brighten their horizon, give them a vision for their lives.
That's right.
You know,
I went to the south side of Chicago to recruit a young man named Arthur Stapleton. He played for me at Southern Miss. And when I got there, you know, I thought I was going there to help him figure out how to get to Southern Miss, or academically he had some work to do in the summer to become eligible. But really what was happening was I was going there to learn a lesson, really, because what I learned from being in some of the inner city projects there was people there that never left those boundaries other than to go to school, and some of them didn't ever leave because they didn't go to school. So just putting that on my mind and on my heart, it helped me, you know, because a lot of times we'll say, why would they do something like that? Why would a guy or a girl do that? Well, they don't know. All they know is what they see every day. So getting them outside of that project building, or outside that community, outside the neighborhood, so they can see some other things, I think was important. Arthur, I was glad I was there, because had I not gone there, he probably wouldn't have come, because a lot of times when they're in that situation, then they're scared of the unknown. So if you ain't there to say, come on, let's go, I'm gonna bring you back, you know, I'll bring you back, then they don't come. So, you know, I think getting our kids exposed to what lies ahead, and ceasing some of their fears about going to college, and letting them know that, hey, yeah, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, I can do it. You know, I think it's major.
You know, giving them an exposure, but even taking a child who is a troubled child, speaking into their life, because there's a reason why they're misbehaving. There's a reason why they have that character that they have, and they're crying out for help.
Right.
You know, so I see you playing that role as well, as looking more, listening to your story that you just shared with us, just not being a coach.
Right.
But not just being a mentor, but say, hey, you know what? There's more to you. I see you doing this, speaking into their lives and giving them a vision for their life.
Right.
Because sometimes at home they're called stupid, ignorant, you're never going to be anything, or you look like your daddy, you know. And those things, you know, take root in you, and so that's what you believe. Okay, well, no need for me to try.
Right. There ain't some worrying about it.
You know, so or will you be teaching as well there?
I will be teaching. This first year, I'm going to be what you call a graduation coach, and I'm going to be in touch with the at-risk kids, or some of the kids who was supposed to have graduated last year who maybe didn't pass the exit test. There are a bunch of options out there, including the GED, that can help a kid on to the next level. You know, so there's places for them to go. Sometimes they don't know where to go for help. And that's one thing I advise, is to get some help as soon as you know you need it. But that's going to be my goal, and also, excuse me, I'm trying to keep my focus on what brought me here. It's not, you know, I'm a basketball former player, I'm a basketball coach, but really it had nothing to do with basketball that brought me here, other than just being a tool. You know, I knew because of the feeling I had in my gut about coming back to help. I knew, or I know, that's what I'm here for. And what makes me feel best is I know I'm in the right place. You know, I know He wants me here. I know it.
It's an assignment.
That's right.
And you have to fulfill your assignment here, the place where you grew up.
Right.
Because you come back, and I'm sure you see so many things that need to be corrected, so many people that you can assist, you can help. But in all of that, and I love this, you have to be humble enough for God to use you in that.
Work through.
You could come here as arrogant as, with a resume like yours, you could be arrogant.
Right.
But God will not get the glory out of it.
Well, and I think that's what has taken me so long, is I wouldn't necessarily say that it was arrogant, but I felt like with what my team accomplished here at the high school, that when that job came open, that they should check to see, they should feel to see if I was interested, and it never happened, all right? So in some ways there was some arrogance, but when I humbled myself and got past that, then the job just fell in my hands. So, you know, that's why I say I know that there's something here for me to accomplish, and I'm excited.
God has a way. He has a way, but we have to be willing to drop the pride and drop, you know, all of the issues and say, I'm just going to, you know what, give a phone call, and it all begins to work out for our good. But not only that, you are empowering in the community. We're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming back to school bash, the drive that's coming forward. We're going to see how you all can connect with us and make, you know, some little kids' dream come true, because everybody's not blessed to have school supplies.
That's right.
There are parents that actually struggle when all this comes of how am I going to be able to get book bags and notebooks. So we want to be a blessing to those that are in need. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Stuck in a lease? Car payment too high? Interest rate killing you? Need help at Car Lot Kia in Tupelo? Making weekly payments? Feel like you're never going to pay off your vehicle? Car Lot Kia can make a difference. With our Loan Modification Help Center, Car Lot Kia will refinance your loan even if you didn't buy from us, giving you a lower interest rate and a lower payment. We can help regardless of the brand of vehicle that you're driving. Our refinance experts are standing by now. The Loan Modification Help Center, only at Car Lot Kia in Tupelo, where everybody rides.
Attention Mississippi and surrounding areas. It's the $39 vehicle acquisition event at Car City Used Car Superstore in Tupelo. If you've got just $39 to put down, you can take over payments as low as $79 a month and drive the vehicle of your dreams today during our grand opening celebration. Our big selection means a price and payment to fit any budget. Every make, every model with guaranteed credit approval. We say yes, you're approved. Drive away today. $39 down and take over payments as low as $79 a month at Car City in Tupelo, where you come first.
Now, August 4th, 2012, y'all have an event coming up at the C.C. Augusta Center on Green Street, correct?
That's right.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that and how we can connect with you all.
It's called Doing Something Good for the Neighborhood, and our theme is education is the key. We're trying to reach out to the families in the community, the kids that, you know, it may not be so easy for them to get the school supplies that they need, and just want to help any way we can, that when school starts, they can have the things they need to start school. And it was just me getting with a couple ladies here in the community and coming up with some ideas about how we can do that. So I'm going to have the basketball team there and the booster club there also to help feed and give out the equipment that we have for the kids.
Okay. Now I see free haircut vouchers from local barbers. That's a blessing because parents do struggle with having the finances to get a nice haircut for their young men.
Right. Well, everything costs so much these days, and gas being so high. So, you know, any way we can help, that's what we want to do. And I think it's a grand idea. I wish the idea was mine from the beginning, but I was contacted to help, and I'm excited to be able to do so.
Okay. Now you mentioned the meals. Now who will actually, I think it says Live in the Kitchen, they'll actually be sponsoring the meals.
Live in the Kitchen is going to sponsor some meals on their own. On the day of the event on August the 4th, Tupelo High School men's basketball booster club is going to sponsor some hot dogs, hamburgers, potato chips, just some snacks to the people that show up. for as long as it lasts.
And how long, when does it start? What time is it?
It starts at 2
Okay.
and it goes to 6.
Okay.
But you know that depends on how long the supplies last. So we're in the process right now, still gathering supplies, gathering donations, so we can have as much there as we possibly can. I'm sure there's a need for it.
How can we donate? Where do we need to bring it to? What are you in need of?
Okay. If you're contacting the Booster Club, or you can contact me, my number is 662-687-1202. I can be contacted, and I can get you in contact with the Booster Club, or you can contact me. I'll come pick it up. Risha Renee and Tiffany McLean are also working on the board to raise money, and there'll be a number that we'll give you to reach those ladies. But you can drop it off at Tupelo High School if you have some supplies that you want to give. If it's a donation, you can call us and we'll come by and pick it up. Whatever works best. But you have my number, and if you'll give me a call, I'll figure out how to get it to where it needs to get.
Doing something good for the neighborhood. Many times we sit around and we complain, they should have done this, oh, they should have did that. But you can't complain unless you actually participate.
That's right.
That's the way I see it.
That's right. And you know, there'll be some complaints, but what we're going to do is do the best we can to help.
Yeah.
And then however it turns out, and I think the Lord willing, I just see his handprints and his footprints all over the place. I know that there's going to be some good stuff come out of it.
Oh yeah, we're actually the Tammie Tubb Show. We're going to make a major donation so that we'll be able to help some children as well.
Thank you.
And I think, we have to be a blessing to those that are not in need. Because once upon a time, it wasn't always the Tammie Tubb Show. So children are very dear to my heart. But WKIU 95.1 FM, they're actually joining forces with you all too, right?
Right, they are. And actually, Risha Renee was one of the first ones to contact myself about coming on board and trying to help.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I want you to look into the camera right now because our time is up here on the Tammie Tubb Show, and just speak to a mother who's wavering right now, about that son, if he's going to graduate. I don't know about this boy. I can hear her saying it now. Speak life into that mother.
Well, I know for me, it's tough, and sometimes you just got to have some patience. And the one thing I think mothers trip and fall, because they want to provide everything for their son. I think if you can open a door and provide a reach to the Lord, some prayer, if you can teach him to pray, if you can teach him what a church is, if you can get that point across to him, then I think he's going to be a lot farther ahead than if you can buy him a car or a new pair of tennis shoes. And I know we all want that for our kids, but sometimes we overlook it trying to get them material things. And when the education is the key, and being educated about the Lord and God and what role he can play in your life, because he can do it when nobody else can. And if there's something that I can say that will give you hope, that's what I believe. And I know what role he's played in my life, and I'm sure that if you ask, he'll help.
Amen. I want to just salute to you. I did not mention this, but you are, I believe I'm saying this correctly, for Tupelo High School, is the first African-American male basketball coach. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, we truly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for humbling yourself so God can open that door for you. And I believe the best is yet to come. You being in that position opened the eyes of other young African-American men to let them know that all things are possible if they can believe. Well, I love you all so very much. God bless you. I believe the next voice that you will hear will be Miss Risha Renee on how you can connect and bring those school supplies in so that we can be a blessing to other children. I love you, love you, love you. Stay tuned, and I'll see you very soon. Be blessed.
Come on and let me say yeah. Yeah, celebration time. Ooh, yeah, yeah. It's a celebration. Yeah, celebration time.
I'm Risha Renee from WKIU Radio in 95.1. Myself and Tupelo boys basketball team, we're giving a back-to-school drive August the 4th at CC Augusta Center in the 400 block. We would like all parents to bring out their children. We're giving away free food. Free food. How many times can I say free food? And we're giving back school supplies to the children that may not can make it to another school drive. We want to see all the parents there August the 4th. It starts at 2 o'clock. Parents, bring your children. Children, bring your parents. We're giving away free vouchers in the neighborhood for haircuts and beauty salons to boys and girls. We're giving away vouchers also to myself for a free DJ session. You can reach myself at 662-760-2476, or you can reach Tad Inc. She'll be giving away t-shirts. You can reach her at 662-260-9182. 260-9182. That's Tad Inc. You can reach her and she'll be giving out free t-shirts and myself a free DJ session. We want to see everybody Saturday, August the 4th at CC Augustus Center on the north side. Key is the education to getting these kids back in school and on time. Listen to me on Mondays, 10:30 to 6:30, WKIU and 95.1.